Update. I, 18M. Decided to cut everyone off from my life, but my family just can't accept it. Hi. I am still here and this will be my final update because I am going away for some time. My previous post here reached karma limit and was removed, so I linked my timeline on BORU, if anyone is interested. Anyways, I was really close. At one time I decided this was it. I unlocked the door, filled my bathtub and went in. Everything was peaceful. I was relaxed. The time came and I just couldn't do it. Another failure like everything in my life. I texted my mother that I give up and the front door is unlocked. Mom, Dad, Uncle and 2 cousins came in. They freaked the hell out. Father grabbed me and pulled me out. Mom covered me and I was just done. Defeated. I don't know how long I was on the floor in my father's arms, but at some point I snapped back, stood up and went to my room and dressed. I packed my clothes and other stuff and said to them to take where they wanted to take me. They took me home and Mom notified me that we have appointment at mental facility, 5 kilometers away. They gave me a choice. I come freely and start healing and working on my problems, or I am declared as emergency case, rough translation to English, and I lose independence, will be closely monitored and doctors make decisions of when I came out. I have chosen first. Going in on Saturday. We came home and conversation happens. Both parents were crying all the time, like 8 years too late, and how they love me, etc. The usual. I told them they failed me and this is result. Monstrous psychopath without empathy. They should have helped me when they saw how I was affected and started to shut down. But all I got was family therapy with mom, sister and me where I felt uncomfortable talking. They gave up and just left me. I was spiraling down hard and they just let it happen. Even worse, they were relieved when I left the house. I felt lonely and abandoned. They cried all the time and apologized over and over again. I told them that this doesn't mean we will have a relationship. I am here because I couldn't get help anywhere else. They made sure of it. They planned it and I know it. They wanted me defeated. They said they understand and that I must heal first and then we will see. If I heal and still not want a relationship, they will understand and leave me alone. At one point sister came. I won't tell all the conversation. I told her that none of this is her fault. I put her in non-winnable situation. It was asshole move of me to do that to a child. She was as much victim as me, if not more. She hugged me and told me she will always be open for me to come back in her life. I don't talk much anymore. I'm just waiting to get out of this house. Ooh, as far as extended family is concerned. Now I know why they completely cut me off. When I entered puberty I was crushing on my dad. I searched for info online cause I felt like shit. And that is perfectly normal. I was still monitored, as was my sister, and my parents knew. My idiot dad actually bragged to my grandparents how cute that is. They already couldn't stand me cause I was cuddly and he goes and said that to them. Now they saw me as some incestuous freak. Unbelievable. No relationship with them ever again. Many thanks for everyone who reached out and offered me advice and support. I didn't respond much cause I was overwhelmed. But I read it and appreciate it. I'm going to be honest. Impatient is where you need to be. I've read all your posts and they scream that something is wrong. You attempting suicide instead of calling the police to report trespassing screams something is wrong. You need some help. Help that this sub cannot give you. Good luck. Glad to hear you're getting help, but I'd like to chime in for a sec. You're attributing a lot of malice on your immediate family's actions. I'm bipolar and God knows when in altered mood states I can attribute intentions on actions that aren't accurate. Put a pin in the blame you're throwing at your family. Bring it up during impatient. Get a second, third, fourth, etc. opinion from professionals. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. A former student of mine, 22 female, recently messaged me, 36 meters, professing her love for me. The title really says it all, but I'll fill in the context for anyone. Before I do that, I want to make it clear that nothing inappropriate has ever happened or ever came close to happening between me and a student. The situation is this. I taught high school English for a couple years. Feel free to make fun of me if I make a grammatical mistake, and this girl, Mary, was my student for 3 years. The last time I saw her was graduation day. She came to me and said goodbye and thank you like a lot of the students. I didn't hear from her until I received this message. I created a Facebook page specifically for academic use. It came in hand a lot while I was teaching. I haven't taught for a couple years and the most contact I've had with any of my former students has been birthday and holiday greetings. In this message, Mary says how she has been in love with me for years. She goes on and on about how she thought it was just a crush, but she has never forgotten me. She talks about how she dated guys in college and always compared them to me. To summarize, she asks if we can try to date and see what happens. She says she understands if it doesn't work, etc., but she says she needs to at least try with me or she worries she will regret it for the rest of her life. I think it must be obvious that my head is filled to the breaking point. I've probably gone over every scenario that any responder comes up with, but I think I need some third-party advice because I can't even decide if I should respond or not. She obviously is not in love but extremely infatuated with someone she thinks you are, not who you actually are. There is no way she could know you or be in love with you from just knowing you from teaching a class from years ago. I'd avoid the situation like the plague as someone that infatuated with someone she hasn't seen in years and never even had a real relationship with other than teacher-student speaks to instability that you don't want to risk getting even close to. Seems a bit unhinged, to be honest. It's one thing to maybe subtly ask you out, but to be so over the top about it, when in all reality she doesn't even really know you. I'd ignore it and dodge those bullets. I would say, do not respond. But document the encounter somewhere, at the school? Some kind of official file system, so that the message and your decision not to respond is recorded. My partner asked me which of her friends I would sleep with and I refused to answer. So my partner, 22 female F, said that it had been bothering her for a few days and would like to know which of her friends I, 24 M, would sleep with if we broke up. After I had said multiple times that I think it is a stupid question and that I wouldn't want to sleep with any of her friends, she kept pushing until she knew I really wouldn't answer. I would also like to add we were on our way out to dinner with family. When we arrived, despite me also telling her I wouldn't even want to know the answer and still refusing to answer her question, she proceeded to tell me that she would sleep with our old flatmate as a way to get me to answer the question. Now a little bit of a backstory into him. We moved in together and had him live with us as at the time rent was too expensive. He would constantly hit on her in front of me and go on about how he wanted to sleep with her. For this reason we are no longer friends as I don't trust him. I trust her that she didn't do anything and wouldn't, though she did admit to me that at the time she was attracted to him. Now I felt that this was only said in order to hurt me, which only hurt me more as I did have some insecurities about it at the time and she knew that. I then after dinner expressed that this hurt me. She said that she chose him because she reckoned that it would hurt me the least, and if she wanted to hurt me she would have said my brother or one of my close friends. I brought up the history and that is why I felt she said it to hurt me, as well as the fact that she had already previously told me she was attracted to him, which she didn't deny, but then said she actually wouldn't touch him with a 12-female barge pole. She also was getting very angry and was saying that I was just trying to start an argument. After giving her some time to calm down, I went back to express that I was hurt and she said that she was sorry for hurting my feelings but wouldn't apologize for answering the question at all and overstepping the boundary I had put in place or the fact that she mentioned him. She then also went on to say by not answering the question I hurt her feelings, as it showed that I had clearly put more thought into the question than it just being a surface question, and I think she wouldn't like the answer that I would give. I said this was not the case and that a question like that is only ever to cause an argument. I accepted the apology and apologized myself to keep the peace as we have 2 children and didn't want to cause any problems for them. I still feel hurt by this and the fact that it was somehow turned on me. I was just wondering if I was being an asshole and pushing too hard for her to apologize when I should have moved on earlier, and the fact that I am still dwelling on it further and by being hurt by this situation shows that I don't trust her. I also wonder if anyone has any advice on how I could move on from this in a healthy way. Oh God, she is too much drama to even read about for 30 seconds. I can't imagine how bad it must be trying to date her. She is exhausting. No, you aren't wrong. What kinda question is this that she asked? She tried to start a fight then hit below the belt. You two have kids? That question makes her sound 12. Why on earth would she ask a question like that, let alone demand an answer? That seems like some manipulative type shit where she's trying to start drama because no matter how you answer, it's going to piss her off. You refusing to answer such a question was the right thing to do, and her getting upset and asking the question in the first place was wrong on her end. Never answer a question like that. It's a fucking trap. I'm calling the cops, op. You're clearly sleeping with a child. Seriously, what is this high school drama bullshit she's pulling here? WTF? My 34M girlfriend 30F won't delete videos. WX. My 34 male, girlfriend, 30F, and I have been dating for the better part of 2 years. We've grown very close, talked about marriage, and for the most part we're happy and in love. Not long ago during a conversation with my girlfriend I discovered a few things that are unsettling to me. I learned that when she was in college she made a porn for money. These guys approached her, offered her cash, and she agreed. Her past isn't necessarily my business and I'm pretty open-minded, but it does bother me that other people will see her like this. The main issue with this is that when we started dating she asked me if I had any pics or videos of myself floating around. I said, I don't think so, do you? She replied that she helped a friend while in college, and made it sound like it was for art. This is the same situation. I questioned her about it and she acts as though she never said that. During this same conversation, I learned she has a homemade porn with her ex still on her phone. I tell her I'm not comfortable with that and she basically tells me to kick rocks, she's not deleting it. When I ask why, she says you can barely see him, and the video shows her in a dynamic that she doesn't know if she'll find herself in again. She won't tell me what that means, and has refused to delete it. She says she never watches it but just can't delete it. This really bothers me for several reasons, but the main thing is I feel there's a double standard. A year or so ago, she was feeling insecure and had me show her all my photos, including my secure folder where I store hers, to make sure there weren't any pics of my exes. There weren't. After pushing this aside for a while, I feel I'm at a point where I can no longer ignore these things. I want things to be equal, and I'm a bit hurt that she can't bring herself to delete a porn she made with her ex. I don't want to control her and I don't want to give ultimatums, but it's extremely hurtful knowing she may be watching that and that she's not holding herself to the same standard I'm held to. There are other double standards. She has many male friends. Every one of them has expressed feelings for her at some point. She still hangs out with them and talks with them. About a month ago she showed me a text she sent an innocent meme, which he instantly turned sexual. She acted like she was so offended he did that. A week or so ago, she pulled up the same text and I saw that she responded, "Lol, I can't with you," and after he mentioned her work schedule being difficult, she said, "Right? I like to get fucked hard but not in that way." To me this is very different from the reaction she explained to me. However, I can't even speak to my female friends without her threatening to break up with me, with the exception of one who is married to my best friend. I'm at a loss. When I bring it up, she gets angry. I love her but I don't feel respected and heard. How should I broach the subject with her? Have I already set a precedent of tolerable behavior that will be hard to reverse? Too long did not read. Girlfriend won't delete porn made with ex and has applied other double standards in our relationship. Dude, run. Don't walk, run. What happens when this ex reaches out and wants to shoot another one? Keeping git in spite of your feelings is so disrespectful it's mind-boggling. Here's the thing. Your girlfriend is insanely insecure and likes the validation that comes from the male attention. I saw in one of your comments that she's not over her ex, that's why she kept the porno. You're the safety blanket, the safe bet, the fallback, whatever you want to call it. I'm not trying to flame your GF. She needs professional help and isn't in a place where she should be with anyone, let alone you. She doesn't respect you. That's the whole conversation. There's no more advice you need in order to end it. She doesn't respect you now, she won't respect you in the future. You can't change or fix her. She is a friend definitely. Girlfriend, I'm not seeing respect to be honest. Wife material is a hard no.